Aloha, beautiful ones, and a happy, blessed 2024 to each of you. Lovely to connect with you in this way. Lovely to gather in the spirit of Reiki and to offer a little reboot as we're starting the new year. So I took this photo on New Year's Day and here on Aina on Maui. And what's interesting is that I have a new iPad laptop, so I have to do all kinds of new things. I had to update to Zoom, and they didn't have any of my other backgrounds. So it's like scrambling, trying to get the background as I'm recording this workshop. And this was the only one that I could access, and I guess the divine orchestrated it. It was kind of a really sweet, it was kind of the first sunset of 2024, and the sky just looked like white gold. So seems quite appropriate for our gathering. What do you think? So I am excited and delighted to be offering a little refresher in this venue, in this manner, a little bit different than what we've done before. This feels like it can come right to your home at a time that works for you, and you have access to it for a month. And if you want to follow this up with a one-on-one session, which you've been offered, you can do that at a slightly reduced rate. And then I can do a reattunement that way, and we can do some mentoring, some coaching. And if time allows, then we can also do a remote treatment. So we're going to do this in somewhat sections. And the intention is to empower you to connect to Reiki, connect to your Reiki practice, connect to your Reiki support system, to connect to elements of the Reiki practice throughout the day, so that it's less about that you do Reiki and then you do life, right? That your Reiki is part of your everyday life, and that illumined presence is with you through all the ups and downs of life. Yeah, supporting you through all the ups and downs of life. So as we do this in sections, please know that the intention is not for you to have to do all of this in one sitting. You might listen to this workshop for the first time in one sitting, but the intention of this workshop is so that you can then reconnect to your practice and you can do elements of this throughout the day. So I think I'm going to take off my background for a moment, and you can do this sitting down or standing up. So the first section is the cleansing practices that we can do with Reiki. That can be great to start the day, it can be great during the middle of the day, and then it can be especially helpful at the end of the day to prepare you for a good sleep. In the earth, she breathes you in. As you're breathing in the heavens, Reiki, as Reiki breathes you in. One fluid flow. And just take a moment here and rest. And then gently releasing, placing your palms on your lap and allowing that inner and outer to meld, allowing that state of Reiki and you as one as you gently open your eyes. Beautiful. Hope you can feel that and experience that amplification of Reiki through your body and that amplification of your biofield infused in that light of Reiki. Mm. Mm. Okay. So this breath practice, again, can be done at any point. At the start of your day, I highly recommend at the start of your day. And then it can be done throughout the day in different variations. And then at the end of the day to kind of complete the day. So, so our next portion of this practice, and I invite you to drink a little bit of water. I'm going to do the same as well. So the next segment of our practice today is invoking the symbols and working with the symbols. And ultimately, the intention of the symbols is to invoke them and to work with them from the place of embodied, right? So that we are the symbols. Yeah. So it isn't that the symbols are outside of us, because that's also the truth about Reiki. Reiki is not outside of us. Reiki is us. The symbols reflect elements of us. The symbols support us and assist us in amplifying the Reiki flow inside of us and aligning with our energy centers and cleansing and clearing and empowering, support us emotionally, mentally, and then also spiritually and remotely. So let's go down the journey of them. Okay, hope you had a nice little break. So we are going to continue with self-treatment. And again, I'm going to repeat myself as I mentioned earlier. The intention isn't for you to do this practice after you may be doing it all as you're sitting for the first time, but the intention is to empower you so that you can do portions of this type of practice throughout the day, and to empower you so that you can really feel that Reiki is with you as part of your day. So sometimes when I wake up in the morning, especially if I've woken up really early and I'm not quite ready to do my yoga practice, I will do my self-treatment in bed. And then after that, I might roll over and just sleep a little bit more. And then I'll get up and do my yoga practices. As part of my yoga practice, I will incorporate the breath practices. I'll incorporate the mantra, the Reiki symbols, and some of the 5 Reiki principles as well, and a little bit of the Gassho meditation. So I do things in sections, and then throughout the day, I'll pull on those things. So throughout the day, I might do a little, snack self Reiki and just do a little hand position here and there. I'll incorporate the symbols here and there with the different things that I'm doing during the day. And then I will, at night, do some clearing. I always do some clearing at the end of the day. And then I might, as I'm going to sleep, do a little self-treatment as I'm going to sleep. So everybody has their own way, but really important to know that Reiki is accessible to you any time of the day. And if you're feeling like, oh my God, life is just too much and I just don't have time, then you're really looking at it in a way that's not serving you. So my intention is to really kind of shift your perception around that and know that no matter what's going on in your life, your practice can be incorporated. Yeah. And that's why it's there, especially now in our world with what's going on in the world. It's essential. It's like, no, I mean, it was never really an option, but it's really not an option, because the more the world is shaking up, the more that our centered space is so essential for our own well-being primarily. And then that's how we can serve and benefit other people from that place. Then we're really in that place of service because our cups are full. Yeah. And our light and, our own kind of vitality is helping other people.